What is up, everybody? I'm here, Nas McClin, doing another sports podcast, the last NBA podcast for a while, I'm guessing, because the Denver Nuggets won it all. The Denver Nuggets beat the Heat, man. And from the beginning of the series, before it started, I seen it coming. When the Heat took that game 2 win, I was hoping, okay, well, maybe they'll put up a fight. But Denver took both at Miami home, and then this one at their home. I found it funny something Jokic had said after he just won an NBA chip. Jokic says to the reporter that the job is done, we can go home now. So that really just shows the level that Nikola Jokic is on mentally when it comes to this basketball stuff. I genuinely do feel that Nikola Jokic looks at the NBA as a profession, as a job, and I don't think I think he goes to show uh you don't have to love the game if you're willing to work at it, right? Because some players say, well, man, if you want to do this, you have to love this 100% to put the effort in. And to be honest, I don't think Nikola Jokic loves basketball out of all the other sports he does. He's an avid horse racer. So I don't like if I feel like if you asked him, do you prefer the NBA or racing horses? And nigga's probably gonna say racing horses, but he puts enough energy, effort, care, and willpower into the NBA as his main job to where this year he came out, got it done with Jamal Murray, Bruce Brown, KCP, MPJ, Aaron Gordon. Those names. Aaron Gordon really, in my opinion, built a name for himself during this series. I really appreciate how he played. And when you talk about players like Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. and Contavious Caldwell Pope and Bruce Brown and guys like that, you talk about their role players and the level that their role players play at, compared to Miami's role players. For instance, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent went 4 for 17 between games 4 and 3, and I think it was 2 for 17 from three. Yep, 2 for 17 from three, both in games 4 and 3. So you see this from their players, and it's clearly okay. So these guys are recruiting. My vocab's been off. Okay, I have to get some books in for the summer. They've been reverting to their eighth seed type of mentality, regular season type of play, where during the regular season they weren't the best three point shooting team, right? They weren't the best team that was going out there, and they during this Denver series they seem to be going back to that instead of keeping on the push that they've been going when they swept Milwaukee, when they walked right through New York, right? When they took Boston. So really it's just all I think is that maybe the hype was getting to them and they started to fold back. Playoff Jimmy uh really isn't all that good in my opinion. We're talking about playoff Jimmy and he was being compared to Michael Jordan. People saying he was Jordan's son. They might be the same height, they might look the same bald, but I don't think that's his baby, because I don't think Michael Jordan is putting up 8 points total going into the fourth quarter, also being 2 for 13. I don't think that's something that Michael Jordan would hold to his name or even hold to his faraway son's name. I don't even think his actual sons, if they came and played for the Heat, would put up such a poor performance. So let's really break that down. Jimmy Butler having 8 points going 2 for 13. What's going on? Why is he playing in this manner? He's, in my opinion, he's the head of the team. Like for instance, when I talked about the Lakers, I said, well, of course, nigga, LeBron's the head of the team. The difference that was with LeBron is that LeBron went out and dropped 40. It's just that his team, no one on his team was able to pick the pace back up. Jimmy Butler's not dropping anything, and his lack of performance is going down to his teammates' uh performances, and you see in the stats that I just gave you about Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. So to finish up the game, uh uh Jimmy Butler played 41 minutes. Right, he had 21 points and 3 rebounds in 41 minutes. Mind you, he had 8 going into the fourth. He scored 12 in the fourth. Now those 12 points were very to me. So he had two threes. Those two threes were good. He goes for a third three. He foul baits, clearly kicks his leg out. I think it was Aaron Gordon guarding him on this play. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know. I can't find it. I'm pretty sure it was Aaron Gordon guarding him this play. He goes up for a corner three like he always does, and he kicks his legs out when he's coming down to try to go for a landing spot violation or whatever the technical foul might be called. But he got three free throws. I'm pretty sure made all of them. So now he's at 9. He's putting his team on a good on a good cushion. Then after he does that, well, this is all coming off of, so these points that he's scoring is coming off of them being held without them being held to not be able to score by Denver for 5 minutes straight. Denver held these guys to no scoring for 5 minutes. Immaculate defense for 5 minutes straight. Now I don't know if 5 minutes might not sound like a lot of time, right? But when you're running up and down the court and there's no timeouts being called in this street hooping, and you are 5 minutes straight, you haven't scored. And it's just you're just running at this point, hoping that something drops. This energy from Jimmy Butler when he did make these said couple of points was very needed for Miami Heat. But he single handedly took this little bit of hope and flushed it down the toilet with his continuing plays. So the next time Jimmy brings up the court, they're getting put back into this type of Denver where Denver's really locking them up. They don't have anything to do. Uh, Jimmy's the ball here. Jimmy's here at the free throw line, back facing the other rim. He's kind of trying to get that bitch out of there, and he throws a pass. KCP comes up, gets it. KCP's immediately fouled. He goes to the free throw. You guys know how much I don't like Contavious Caldwell Pope. I haven't liked him since he played with LeBron. I don't think he's a man. I don't think he deserves a spot in the NBA. I don't think he deserves an NBA ring. I think if he does get a ring, it should be sent to LeBron James' house, and LeBron should let Bronny wear it, and then it should be given back to LeBron, because Bronny is just like KCP in the fact that he's his son, right? LeBron has a lot of sons over the time that he's been in the NBA, over the 20-some years that he's been in the NBA. He's made a lot of kids, and I feel like it started with Isaiah Thomas, really, and then it went to Kyrie. That's a disputed son. Some people don't want to say that's that nigga kid for real. And then the newest and most known one I would say is Contavious Caldwell Pope. And all the slack that I do give him, in the end of this game, he did what Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and Caleb Martin couldn't, right? He locked in. So he runs for the steal, gets fouled, is sent to the free throw line, makes both free throws, okay? So when I seen that, I said, okay, it's pretty much over for Miami. I mean, they could still come back if they really wanted to pull it out of them, but it's clear Jimmy Butler is, he's not playing real. I haven't heard from Bam in a minute. I think Max Strus might have forced a three or something, just trying to get him back in the game. Speaking of forcing a threes, after this convection happens, probably a wrong word I used. I'm sorry. After this event happens with KCP shooting the two free throws, Jimmy Butler brings the ball up the court, man. I mean, and this is something that I would do in 2K if I'm using Jimmy Butler. And don't you know how in 2K you can change the game difficulty to custom, and you can change all the sliders and make your guys so you're making every shot? This is something I would pull if I'm Jimmy Butler and I have that on. So he came down the court, him, 360 spin, pops out of it and pulls the three. It was a wing three. And I'm wondering, because that couldn't have been called by a coach. He's not Michael Jordan, so I don't see why he thought that would, even if it did go in. He's not a Damian level type player where like Dame took that, right, and we got to respect it because it's Damian Lillard. He showed he can make those type of shots. And Jimmy Butler has not showed us he can make those type of shots to where he should be pulling a 360 spin around three from the wing. I don't see why he took it when he could have easily drove, because I think they were down by 3 or 4. They were down by 3. So instead of Jimmy taking that shot, he could have dropped his head down, take it, made the layup, because I feel like he would have had a better chance at making the layup than making the three. And then on top of that, get a foul, because that the Denver guys, there's probably a lot of Denver guys in the paint right now. One of them is gonna buck and mess up. You're supposed to drive, take that lane, get that layup, get that foul, get to the line. But instead, he took a three and, kind of jeopardized his team and really put his own team away to be sent home. So yeah, I mean, it's not too much really to talk about in my opinion. I've been saying this the whole series. In my opinion, coming into this Miami, in my opinion, I talked about them as this is team basketball. Miami is going to show us that at the end of the day, team basketball wins chips, playing as a team. All these super teams don't work. You hear about LA getting Kyrie, or LA getting this, or LA getting that. Miami was supposed to be the team that proves to us, hey, you guys can do all that. You can pay all that money to those three guys, but we're gonna sit here and win with the team. And it turns out that Denver was that team instead of Miami, and we just were too late to see it. Because I don't follow regular season as much as I used to, so I didn't really have an eye out for Denver. But now watching them play and seeing how they work as a unit, you can tell, okay, so this is legitimate team basketball. You know, and I feel like currently Mike Malone is the only guy with a safe coaching job in the NBA, because he did a hell of a job. I feel like Eric Spoelstra is probably safe too, actually. Yeah. I feel like Eric Spoelstra's probably safe. Another thing that I wanted to tackle that I found crazy, because in this day in the NBA, with, in my opinion, lack of offense, low defense, high offense. And when I say that, I mean a lot of these players nowadays, how the game's ran, in my opinion, I feel like there's low defense, low guarding, and that's something that is completely different for Denver, because like I said, they held Miami no score in 5 minutes. Sorry, I find that crazy. But low defense, high offense. So what I'm saying is that players might be lackadaisy on defense. This is more during the regular season, and they're out and they just go all crazy on offense and let the defense, they don't really follow. They don't really follow they don't really follow the defense wins games rule anymore. I feel like they play more by, hey, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna try to outscore these guys, and hope that gets us over the hump. So with Miami, right, most games now are over 100 points. You might hear 126, 130, 127, 111. Well, Miami was held under 100 points 3 games. For 3 games by Denver. Held under 100 points. So that just shows off the bat, well, okay, we're not scoring enough. So then you look back as a team, because I feel like they were focused so much on defending Denver, playing against Jokic's passing, now having to worry about Jamal Murray's passing. Well, now we have to worry about Aaron Gordon. Now Bruce Brown might start an attack as well whenever he fits. So they're worrying about all these defensive strategies that they're not even looking at. Hey, these last couple games, we haven't even scored over 100 points. So our offense also needs some talking about too. And that's when I say, okay, so this is really the 8th seed Miami Heat coming out to show. And they were doing great. They had a Cinderella story. Jimmy Butler put on a new headband, and hey, he turned into Michael Jordan for a couple of days. And if he would have won, hey, that would have been a great documentary. But instead, we're going to get one in Serbia about Jokic and horses, and there's nothing we can really do about it. But say, hey, you know what? He was out there. He was the best player. He did it for himself, and I'm really sure that Finals MVP holds more merit than Joel Embiid's sorry-ass regular season MVP. Joel Embiid can have the regular season MVP, because he will never have a Finals MVP. He will never be the most valuable player in a NBA Finals anything. Neither will James Harden. Maybe Tyrese Maxey. He has more of a chance than the other guys. He has a better chance than Joel. He has a better chance than Harden. He has a better chance than that nigga that looks like J. Cole. I can't remember his name. Tobias. He has a better chance than Tobias. So yeah, Embiid can hold on to that regular season MVP. Jokic got Finals MVP. So I know everybody's happy. I want to give a big shout out to Denver. I want to give a big shout out to ABC. It was a pretty good series. I appreciated the series. And I'm happy it went farther than I expected. I'm happy to see Miami take one. So I feel like they talk. So basically, there's talk of Damian Lillard going to Miami. Apparently, this is all apparent stuff. I know you guys have probably all been hearing about it. Damian Lillard to Miami. How's this going to work out? Who are they giving up? And I'm hoping Miami doesn't plan on giving up their young core. You know, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is a great player, right? I respect Damian's game. I respect how long he's been in it. I respect his consistency. But if Miami can take anything from this series, it is that teams win basketball. High valued, high paid, high level trios don't win championships unless you're Golden State when they had KD. If you're not Golden State when you had KD, it isn't a guaranteed win, right? It isn't like, okay, this is good. Guys, we got this. We got this. It isn't like that. I'm wondering if Miami begins to think about Damian Lillard. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, if I'm Miami, if I'm head of Miami and I get something saying, hey, Damian Lillard potentially wants to come over to us, man, I'm saying, well, how would we even get him? Type of deal. Like, well, okay, who do I have to give up to get Damian Lillard? And I'm not in all how that trading and I don't really know how that works. So I'm going purely hypothetical off of just, okay, I'm just, who would I give up? Who would I get rid of? Or who I think they might have to get rid of to even acquire Damian Lillard, who I believe that maybe that Portland would want. So let's look at it from Portland. If I'm Portland, offer it. I want Caleb Martin. I want Caleb Martin. I want Gabe Vincent. Fuck it, I want Tyler Hero. Fuck it. Fuck it. And if I'm Portland, that's me puffing on my chest. Fuck it, nigga. Give me Tyler, nigga. Hoe ass, stupid ass bitch ass nigga. I want Tyler Hero, nigga. Yeah, nigga, what about it, nigga? Hoe ass nigga. And that's how I'm coming if I'm Portland. If I'm Miami, me personally, my feelings on Tyler Hero, a nigga that had one good bubble season and niggas hyped him up, you know, niggas, I mean, gave that nigga astounding. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I was in the barbershop. Niggas is talking about, he's the next Larry Bird. Goofy ass nigga. No, he's not. No, he's not. But if I'm Miami and I'm the head, I'm getting rid of Tyler because I don't know if he would have made that much of a difference. I'm getting rid of Gabe Vincent. I'm getting rid of Caleb Martin. And I'm saying, fuck it. I'm saying, fuck it. Because the only reason I'm saying fuck it is because we just lost with them niggas. So why not see if we can win without them? Instead of trying to readjust and build this whole new game plan, you have a aging Jimmy Butler. You have a Jimmy Butler that's been through this. He's been down and out. You know, he just wants the ring probably. You know, he got so close. You know, this next season it's like he can still taste it. He can still see him selling the game. He probably wakes up in from deep sweats about him selling the game, about him taking that three, or about him passing the ball and getting that turnover to the point where he probably don't want to run with them niggas no more. You should probably give up your young core to get Damian Lillard, but within giving up your young core, you're testing this trio type of deal. Does this trio stuff work? Because now you got Bam, Jimmy Butler, Damian Lillard. Hey, that sounds good on paper. Hey, that might sound good in the regular season. Where do they take that during postseason? You know, and I guess that's what we'll have to see. It's been Zimmer Clin with NBA Talk Volume 2. Hope you guys have a great day, great week, baby.